What up, world? This is King Du out of Melanated King, and you're watching Royal Nation TV. About to do a quick reaction video of Sauce Walka and my boy DJ Academics speaking on Drake and about Drake in Houston. And you know what's been going on with the buzz that's been happening about Drake coming in Houston and taking the culture and only doing certain songs and so on and so forth. So we're gonna check out this interview. Let me know what you think at the bottom. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna give you my opinion on it. Let's go.
Hey, is that kind of what happened? I remember when the second time I covered you was the Drake thing.
Yeah.
And I felt it was a little bit of, all right, man, you gonna show some respect out here.
I mean, I'm one of the main ones on that shit. Like I'm gonna stand on the business, but I'm friends.
What was
cool
that
with
about?
everybody.
What was that about? I know it's been a while.
Yeah, you know that shit over with. That shit years ago. I was a kid then. I was a man then. But it's basically just about what we just was talking about. Like, if you gonna come to my city, and you know what I'm saying, like it's like if, prime example, I just was in California and Rosecrans bumped in California, with all the power rules, all the PDLs, all the Denver lanes, bounty hunters around the corner. I've been hanging with these people and not just the Bloods, the Crips as well, like all up from East Coast Crips to neighborhood Crips to schoolyards, Rollins to motherfucking whatever. Like I embrace all gangsters. I embrace anybody who is a part of the struggle and part of the lifestyle that I've lived before this rap shit, before this fame, before this fortune. And there's certain cities that hold the title to creation to certain things that are culturally valued, just like battle rapping. I love battle rapping. I was once a battle rapper. So I respect where the fuck it comes from. So if I'm gonna go to New York and I'm gonna use the momentum and the audience and the culture and the essence of battle rappers or of gangbanging and then go replicate
or profit from it.
And profit from it, why would I not go live? Love. Yeah, what the fuck? You have to not only show some, because you can show some love by just identifying something. And some people consider that love because you identify that it exists. But that doesn't necessarily mean you show the love, because if you in a position of greatness or a position of power, a position of multitude, you can add on to what you're taking from and make that thing even better and greater. You know what I'm saying? Prime example, because like I said, I don't have no disputes with Drake anymore. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm a millionaire.
How did y'all ever resolve it too?
I mean, it's just over. You constantly coming in the city. I'm constantly traveling around the world. We gotta bump into each other. There's no such thing as not bumping into each other. And every altercation that me and Drake have had over the years, like, y'all seen what y'all seen on camera, but it's a whole bunch of shit that will go on in the city of Houston that's not on camera, with different conversations and encounters where we run into each other and shit.
So basically what he's saying is pretty much that this is an older interview, but in his recent interview on the Breakfast Club, he's speaking about pretty much that, Drake only did one song with one Houston rapper. And he said Travis Scott. Now I say two rappers. I can only think of Bun B and Travis Scott. But then the argument is, well, Bun B is really from Port Arthur because they rep Port Arthur, right? But then Bun B would say he was born in Houston and moved to Port Arthur, blah, 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 right? But that's another conversation. That's another argument for people to have. But what caught my attention the most was he was right about that. Sauce Walka. He was right that when you think about it, yeah, he ain't did many songs with people from Houston. And I'm gonna do my research, and big shout out to Drake. Nothing against him, but just my opinion. And I do somewhat agree with Sauce Walka on that. And I don't know if that's a personal thing between Sauce Walka and Drake. Maybe they were supposed to do a song together. I don't know, but that is a valid point. That is a valid point. Does Drake have to do songs? No, he don't have to do songs with anybody. But I do understand in our hip hop culture, it's a lot of weird stuff that happens and a lot of different things that take place in this industry, right? So, and it's a lot of manipulation that always goes on. So, I mean, he making some valid points. So check it out. But I'm very curious. He said him and Drake done ran into each other a bunch of times. And one thing about Sauce Walka, you know, he gonna stand on business as he say. Let's check the rest out.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always addressed every situation I ever, like, whatever I do on the internet, I'm gonna do it in real life. Like, I probably do worse in real life. So I address the situation like a man on multiple times. And over the years, you know, sometimes we'll bump heads over the shit, or like we'll have a, you know what I'm saying, an argument about the shit, like around each other, like Instagram, whatever. Like, the one thing I say about Drake, like, he gonna respond. Like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker be feeling like Drake ain't gonna respond, or like, you know what I'm saying, or he gonna like run from shit. Like, I've like pulled up on Drake multiple times, like on some pressure shit, and bro don't run from the situation. He gonna come talk to me over here. Let's talk like man, a whoop, or like motherfucker try to stud up for him. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be me. We gonna be us. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that, like, Drake, he not gonna like act like the shit if it's around him, or he know that it's approaching. He not gonna like act like it don't exist, or he not like gonna like try to shun away, or like do some scary shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
One
He
of
gonna
those where
be
be like, yo, what y'all talking about?
yeah, like, what y'all talking about?
What y'all talking about? I didn't even know I was doing that.
Yeah, bro, I'm like, bro gonna be a man about it. Like, we done pop shit at each other, all type of shit. Like, even when we couldn't be cool. Like, I see him, something, he see me, so like, I'm popping my shit up. I'm like, nigga, yeah, ooh, like, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it got to a point where bro just like reached out to me, or he invited me to a party he had in Houston. He had like a get together or whatever at a David
All
Buster's.
right. So what's y'all thoughts on that? The whole, you know, Drake coming to your city and taking your culture and not bringing up other artists or doing more music with other artists from that city. He's done a lot of music with a lot of people from Atlanta. You know, being from New Orleans and knowing how New Orleans get down, they did a lot of samples from New Orleans. But I don't knock him for what he do, because I would do the same thing. That's a very smart artist, and a very smart businessman at the same time, right? You go in, you remix the stuff. He did the international thing. That's what kept him relevant and kept him alive. And if a lot of artists was that creative and talented, they'll still be around and they'll still be making a lot of music, and they'll have all the accolades Drake got. I mean, you gotta keep in mind Drake is not from America. He's from a foreign country, Canada. So, and I don't know where he got that idea from, and it was a very smart idea to go to these certain cities and befriend these certain people and build these relationships, go overseas, make these kind of songs and do X, Y, and Z. So, I mean, it's a very great idea. But is Sauce Walka hating on him, or is Sauce Walka saying some real stuff? Leave your comments at the bottom. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm King Dua, the Melanated King, and you're watching Royal Nation TV. And I gotta go. Baby need me.